What is up YouTube, it is Matty and welcome back to a Let's Play episode of No Man's Sky. This is episode 2, the second time I've tried this game. As you can see here, restart, sort of jump back into where I left off, and straight away my thoughts were I need to leave this planet now. I need to go and see what's in outer space. It's telling me to go and open the galactic map and to go and explore, and that's exactly what I did, just aimed up and shot out in space. A couple of updates before we continue with the video. I am looking at potentially starting a new game on the channel, as well as No Man's Sky and Rocket League. Looking to also bring on, I forgot what it's called now. I'll think of it soon. As soon as I remember, I'll let you know. There's a third one though. I definitely Overwatch. There we go. First-person shooter. So in my arsenal on my channel, that'll then bring a first-person shooter slash competitive game. Rocket League being the competitive game, but nothing to do with shooting. It's a car game essentially, completely different. And then No Man's Sky, which is zero competitiveness and just a bit of exploration. So I think that'll create a really nice, varied amount of content on the channel. Now, back to the gameplay. As you can see, the first space station I find is a massive pyramid in the middle of space, which is kind of odd. I had to admit it was a strange thing to find. So I entered it anyway, just to go and see what I could trade. The problem is I had too many items. My inventory was pretty full. So I was looking for ways to sort of lighten that, sell items, and I wanted to go and see what it was all about, the space stations anyway. So I left the ship, and I'm sort of letting the gameplay play out here. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know which door to go through. There seemed to be two main doors, and you can see I'm just sort of looking around, like not really sure what's what. I can see my ship there. I thought there might be other ships in the space station, but there's clearly not. I thought there might be some NPCs. Maybe that they'll come over time while I'm here. I can't see anything arriving at the moment, so I just thought I'd crack on. Suddenly came to an Atlas Pass, and I was thinking, oh damn, what if I need an Atlas Pass level 1 for the other door as well? And then I'm sort of stuffed and I need to go back to the planet and find an Atlas Pass. But fortunately enough, you don't. It was just the Atlas Pass for the one door, so I thought I'd jetpack up, get out the door and continue in. I had no idea what to expect walking down the tunnel. Found an alien, one of the Kovacs, I think is the name of the species that I'm sort of learning the language of. I do end up pissing this guy off by sort of confronting him, talking to him, and forcing him to try and communicate with me, and it ended up me losing standing with the race, which was kind of annoying. But here you can see it's like a terminal, it's an interface, and this is where you sort of interact with the trade of the galaxy, so it's buying and selling items. And I was just looking to sell some stuff, get rid of it out of my inventory. The difficulty is you've got such limited space, and things like look at that fascination bead, a Gek charm. I don't know what the hell those are, if they're going to be useful, if they're not. Their sort of description is a bit ambiguous, like, am I going to need it? Really don't know. Like cryzonite, another element. Am I going to need that? I mean, the classics like plutonium, thamium 9, carbon even, you know, you're going to need iridium, that's fuel, so you're going to need that. But the rest is kind of like, they're random ass objects, and I've got no idea if I need them, so at this point I was trying to figure out which way to go. To get back to the ship. Ended up completing a milestone of my journey, which was nice. Earned some serious dollar. I did try and interact with other ships here, but it was a little bit frivolous. I could see that you could buy someone else's ship. I didn't try to actually buy it. I didn't know how much money. And right now, you can see I'm pretty close to a planet. And I think at this point I thought, you know what? I might as well try and arrive at that planet, go to it and see what it is. But you can see I was sort of targeted at the asteroid. Didn't really fancy landing on an asteroid. It seemed a bit pointless. I think I was just looking for something to head towards. And actually I changed my mind from the one planet and went to this second one over here. I think I skipped the video along and just get here much quicker than the timer is. And you can see a lot of these planets and a lot of the distances I have to travel only take about a minute or so. I'm not very smooth on the controls yet. You can see I'm flying all over the place. I'm still trying to get used to everything. So don't don't feel like a noob too much if you're in the similar sort of boat, because you got to figure it out, and you got to figure out the how the engine works. I'm talking game engine, not flight engine. Anyway, my second planet, and I was landing here thinking, oh, this is, at first it looked a bit grainy. Is that just the procedural generation kicking in? And I was thinking, oh, it looks like, the sort of planet you could expect maybe a bit of life. There's definitely fauna, and there seems to be quite a lot of landscape. It seems to be quite a busy sort of looking planet. So I was thinking, we're going to find life here. I was pretty positive about that. I didn't know as what we're going to find. You can see here fauna, flora, regular and common, so that's good. I ended up finding a couple of monoliths while on the planet, and you'll see I found something quite interesting a bit later in the video, which was good. I learned the callbacks word for traveller. I think I did find a few monoliths. I think I've skipped a few, but I did definitely find some creatures. I mean, you're starting off here, see, with a couple of birds. Immediately got my my mining tool out. So like, oh, these guys are going to attack me. They're good, but I guess that's part of the beauty of this game, just the not knowing and the exploring. And this is why I wanted to do my YouTube journey on it. And you can see here, I mean, what is that? It looks like a stegosaurus with a monkey tail and a beak. I mean, it's just weird. And a lot of the creatures I found already so far are all pretty strange looking. You can see we've got strange looking, I don't know, even know what that is, like a weird bull, and you can see that guy had like 12 legs as well with his weird feet separations. That was weird. That was strange. But you do start to find some strange creatures, and that's part of the fun, not knowing what's going to come. I mean, for example, just a random hole in the ground there. What's down there? Where's it going to lead? Is there anything down there worth going to look at? And it's all those questions where they get you thinking. Now this guy, what's he doing? Boom! He's hit me. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you? It's like a sort of a leprechaun bull-looking thing. So I start shooting it, and then it runs away. But that just antagonising it more, and it ends up coming back and trying to get me. So I'm just like confused as to what's going on now, and I think it just means that some animals are more aggressive than others, and this guy just wanted to get all up in my grill. So I ended up just killing him. I mean, he wasn't going to leave me alone, and then I remembered what the punch button was, so I dropped a bit of just battering his body just for the sake of it. And then one of the good things is that obviously you can fly around a planet and see things quicker. So if I wanted to find a town, or if I wanted to find like a little station or something, I could quite freely fly around and have a little look as to what was around in the local area. And one of the things I wanted to find actually was water, and you can see here I'm going to go and head over and land by the water, because I haven't looked in any water yet. It's something that interests me, because you have no idea what you're going to find in there. Is there going to be a massive creature? So the first thing I wanted to do was get down and get in that water, because as with everything when it's the first time exploring it, so I went and jumped in, hadn't seen anything at this point, just looked like a bit vast and open and nothing in there sort of thing. You can see my oxygen levels are dipping. You got the extra oxygen meter, which you need to top up by just going to the surface, and I'm thinking, is there anything down here? And then I see sort of the cursors on my screen. I'm thinking, ooh, what is that? Are they little fish? Did an extra scan, and you can see them flashing up on my screen now, and I'm thinking, wow, they look like manta rays, or some form of ray. And you get a bit closer, thinking, is it just going to be a standard like manta ray? And then you realise it's got like an aerodactyl from Pokemon sort of mouth, and you're like, okay, it is a bit stranger than I thought it would be. So when I looked at those guys, and then so I got out of the water and ended up finding this massive structure, and this was a bit like, whoa, what is this? So excuse me, end up pressing a button, and a huge light, this orb comes out of the ground, and it's the Atlas. You can see here they got some text come up. And my knowledge of the Korvax convergence increases. I've learnt the word high. My standing with them increases as well, which is a bonus until I go in and piss the guy off a bit later in the video. But I was walking back to the ship and I look at that. I found a mountain with a gold tip, and I was like, "Is that gold? Is that mineable?" So I did a scan, and you can see, yeah, you can just go ahead and straight up mine it. So I got a little bit closer, got involved, and basically got on top of that mountain and just started shooting down, checked my storage space. I wanted to make sure I was going to be able to actually mine it, and you can see here straight away, stealing some gold. So I ended up basically mining that entire mountain, going back to that space station, selling the items that I found, which was all that gold. You can see 161 units for 34,000 units there, and I got rid of it and sold the gold straight away. I was like, if it's that important, I'll have to go back and find some at a later date. And then I ended up entering a third planet, and it was that one that was closest to the space station, which I sort of skipped before. And this is where I ran into a little bit of, I'll call it trouble, but my thruster had depleted. So in order to take off, I'm going to need to find plutonium. But you can see here, this planet looks about as, dead as fuck, basically. There's a load of water as well. So I'm thinking, could there be plutonium hiding under there? Who knows? What the hell's here, basically? So I did the old land, looked around the immediate vicinity to see what I could find. You can see not many sentinels, not many flora or fauna, and the place is sterile. Which isn't great for me and my journey, but I immediately found a little creature. I mean, what is that? It looks like a slug with legs, with like an antelope's head. And then I saw this guy with Mr. Fishgill legs. I haven't named any of these bad boys yet, but I mean, what is that? It looks like a prehistoric bull with fin legs. I mean, geez, what is the point of that? So it's like it can charge and gore things underwater. Who knows? This guy's going mental and running around a bit, so I watched him for a second and I was just like, crack on. And then I found this bad boy over here, who seems to be, what would I describe him as? Again, some like bull-looking creature, some big, hefty mammal with a giant fin on its back. So it looks like a lot of the creatures on this planet are sort of had fins adapted to them, so they, because there's a lot of water. Maybe that's part of the procedural generation kicking in there. In the end, I just sort of journeyed back to the ship because I thought I wanted to save and finish the game. So this was the end point. So yeah, that sort of finishes the video. It was a really nice experience this journey. Getting to go to a couple new planets, meet some new creatures, and sort of get a feel for the game. In future episodes, obviously, we're going to start making our way to the centre at some point. We're going to get bored and want to have something to do. I need to figure out what get those Atlas passes and follow the Atlas and that sort of thing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this recap anyway of that episode of that session. It was a really interesting one, and yeah, keep on the lookout for future videos from me for No Man's Sky. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. But subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.